again, guys, the difficulty here is that everything is mixed up, all right? So I'm really going to kind of concentrate with you on how we can figure out what type of operation do we need, all right? So first and foremost, we did page 1 already, all right? Then we did, okay, so we're now on number 8, correct? Is everybody good with that? Is everybody good? All right, so here we go, guys. Let's get it done. All right. Now, again, some of you, all right, I'm going to let you guys read, and then we're really going to have to talk about it because some of these are tricky, all right, and I need your attention, all right, and we need to work on this, all right. So, number 8, who's up? Who wants to read? Number 8, go.
All right.
Quickly.
Don't have paving stones for the square. Then I'm making it walk.
Okay, so what's the problem already? No, I'm not asking you what to do. I'm asking you there's a problem already. You should automatically look at this and say, we have a problem, Houston.
Oh, yeah.
What is the problem?
Inches.
And that's exactly correct. So I need everybody to underline square yards, and I need everybody to underline 30 inches. All right? Now, what I want to do is, I most definitely now want to try to show you how to fix this so it's not a problem. You must put it in the same units, right? You must put it in the same units. So we either can convert it to yards or we can convert it to inches. The problem is over here. I'm going to show you something, and here's kind of what I'd like for you to think about. So over here, I want you to draw a square. And this square is what? 10 square yards. Come on now. Everybody's got to do me a favor and draw the pictures out. Because on the test, you're going to get partial credit for drawing pictures. All right? The problem is I'm trying to create a walkway. All right? When I create my walkway, here's my walkway right here. And from here to here is what? 30 inches. All right, it's 30 inches wide. Now, we had a good conversation on Thursday understanding the difference between square yards and just inches. All right, inches is 1 dimension. Squares are 2 dimension. All right? So now, does everybody understand the problem? We just have one big square, right? We don't want it as a square. We want it as a long rectangle. Does everybody agree with that? So the question is, how long can I make this? That's my walkway. This is all the paving stone I have is 10 square yards. All right? So I have to figure out how long could I make my walkway. Now, to me, the easiest thing to do is to convert this inches into yards. I think that would be the easiest thing. All right? So 30 inches. Can anybody remember how many inches in a yard? What do you think? 12 inches in a foot.
36.
What do you think? Yeah, 36, because there's how many feet in a yard?
3.
3 feet. So I need everybody, if you don't know that, we got to write some notes. 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. And then because 1 foot has what? 12 inches, then 1 yard would have what? 36 inches. Everybody agree with that? All right. Now what I'm going to do is, if this down here, the width of my sidewalk is 30 inches, I need to figure out, is that more than 1 yard or less than 1 yard?
Less than 1 yard.
It's less than 1 yard, right? So what part of a yard is it? How did you get that?
30 over 36.
Yes, come on now. This is the important part. We're going to convert it to a yard. So I want everybody on their paper to say 30 out of 36 is what we're trying to convert it to. So then he did 30 over 36 on his calculator and then hit 30 ABC 36, and it'll reduce the fraction for you. And that reduced down to, again, what? So this width is 5/6 of a yard. That is 5/6 of a yard. So be okay with that. Now we've converted the right units, right? Now, please watch me. I have how many square yards? 10. Now, I want someone to tell me how many square yards this is going to be. Because this is where a lot of kids don't know. What's that going to be? 10. Right. Why is it going to be 10? Because all I'm doing is I'm taking this material right here. Instead of making it a square, I'm going to make it a long what? I'm going to make it a long rectangle. Come on now. You cannot be daydreaming. No daydreaming. And when you don't know something, you're supposed to speak up. What?
It's 10 square yards, and that 5/6 is only 1 square yard. How can
It's not 1 square yard. It's just 1 yard.
1 yard, but
1 yard.
how can that fit?
We're not. We're gonna. These are individual bricks down here. So let me show you what they mean. These are individual bricks down here that make up what? 10 square yards. And I'm going to take those individual bricks and I'm going to lay them long way instead of putting them in a square. You with me on that now? Good question. All right, again, I'm really trying to help some of you with the visual stuff. That's all. I'm really trying to help you with that. What?
I'm not sure why how 30
Because 30 inches is not a yard. You agree? It's a fractional part of a yard.
Oh, wait.
All right. So here we have it. Now, what is, again, someone tell me what the area is here. What's the area? Say it. Well, that's very important, yes, but that's not what I was asking. That's good. What is the area in yards here, guys? Say it.
8.
No, what is the area? What is the area? It's the same. What? No, what is it? No. Guys, what you're not understanding is I have a pile of brick over here. This 10 square yards is going to be converted into what? 10 square yards this way. So I was asking you to tell me that this right here is 10 square yards. Does everybody agree with that? This is how the brick is stacked at your house. If you're going to build something, they'll just bring a big square brick. They'll just lay it down and say, there you go. And your job is to take the individual bricks and make it into a what? Long sidewalk. That's what they do. All right? Your job is to say, how long can I make my sidewalk if they drop off 10 square yards? Everybody agree with that now? So this area, I'm going to say it one more time. This area right here is the same as this area right here. So this area, this long rectangle has an area of what again? 10, not yards. We're going to say it right, 10 square yards. Now, what's the formula for area of a rectangle? Yeah, that's you now. Yes, or length times width. So now, I'm missing the width. I'm missing the width. So everybody in their picture needs to put a W down. So length times width has to be 10. And what's our length so far? Or what's our width? It doesn't matter. 5/6, right? 5/6 times W equals 10. Now, how do I solve this little equation? How do we solve a fraction? Multiply by the reciprocal. All right? So to solve this, we're going to multiply both sides by 6/5. Multiply by 6/5. Or we can just divide. All right? So on your calculator now, you type in 10 times 6/5. And what's the width of our walkway? Or the length, I should have said. 12 what? No. 12 yards. Right? The reason why it's 12 yards is because why? We're measuring a length. Right? Areas for the inside. All right? Is everybody okay with that now? Again, that was kind of tricky. All right? Very tricky. Everybody good? All right, let's check out part B. What? That was pretty hard. No, there's a lot of hard ones. That's why I'm saying you got to pay attention. You can't daydream for a minute. All right? Now, part B, it says, suppose that instead you want the walkway to be 6 2/3 yards. So now I'm going to create another walkway that I want to be 16 2/3 yards long. Let's say I measured from my front door to the street and it was 16 2/3. The question is, how wide can I make my sidewalk then if I'm trying to get to the curb? Now, what's the area again? What's the area of the sidewalk going to be? Still going to be what? 10, because we still have the same number of brick, right? So it's going to be what? 10 square yards. Now I'm missing what? I'm missing this guy right here again. So again, what's the formula for area again? Length times width. And the length times the width is still going to be what? Still going to be 10. You agree with that? The length and width. Now, in this case, the length is what? 16 2/3. So we have 16 2/3 times W is equal to 10. So now how do I undo the multiplication again? Divide, right? So I could divide both sides by 16 2/3, divide by 16 2/3. So my width could be what?
1 2/3.
I don't think so. Do 10 divided by 16 ABC2 ABC3.
Yeah, about 1
3/5. 3/5 of a what? It could be 3/5 of a yard wide. All right, again, that was kind of tricky, guys. What'd you say? Here's what we got. All right. That was kind of tricky. Hopefully you're drawing the pictures out. It really, in my opinion, helps. Yes. You got it? All right. Now we finished all this up, this rest of this. So now let's look at 16. All right. Divided. No, you couldn't have. 10. It's 10 divided by 16 2/3. Come on, just keep trying to get better. Don't worry about it. All right, here we go. Now, 16. Davis, go, read.
Okay, so 16. The mirror is 13.5 inches wide and 1 4 inches long. What is the area of the mirror?
How do I do this?
So it's length times width.
Very good. Okay, more practice. I like exactly what you said. Area equals length times width. Everybody's got to write that down. And so now area equals, explain, Davis.
So A would be length times width. The width of it is 13.5. So you write 13.5 times.
Good job, good job, good job. So now type that on the calculator, please. I'm waiting. Everybody should be able to type that in.
Which gives you 286
286 and 7/8 what? Very nice work. Thank you very much. Inches squared or square inches. What? Okay, I think you just had it wrong. All right, what?
286 square inches.
Area is measuring in square inches. Yes. All right. Here we go. 17. It says the deer mouse is 7¼ inches long, including its tail. If the tail is half its total body length, how long is the tail? Go. What do I do?
Alrighty, so you divide 7 and 1/4.
That's exactly right. So 7 1/4. Very good. 7 1/4 divided by 2. And go ahead. I'm waiting for the answer.
3 and 5.
Go. Just come on.
3 and 5/8.
3 5/8 what? That would be an incorrect answer.
Inches.
3 5/8 inches. All right. 3 5/8 inches. All right. Now, all right, going back to our recipe. Number 18. Go ahead. I'll let you read, Oscar.
A recipe for sourdough rye bread calls for 3/4 cup rye flour and 1 2/3 cup red flour. How many cups of flour would you need altogether?
So what do I do?
3/4.
You're multiplying them. If I needed 2 cups of rye and 3 cups of flour, how much do I need altogether? That's how I learned. Right? It's easier. Sometimes the fractions cause problems. Make it an easy number. So now you're going to add them together. So I want everybody to write down 3/4 plus 1 2/3. Everybody has to write the operation down, and then they use their calculator to tell me what the answer is. And what is that?
2 and 5.
Everybody should be typing it on the calculator. Come on, type it in. I don't want someone else to tell me what the answer is. So we say 2 5/12 what? Yeah, because that's what we're talking about. 2 5/12 cups. Now remember what I'm telling some of you guys. Oscar is having a little trouble, he said, with the word problem, so I'm really trying to help him. Now, does everybody understand what I did here about he wasn't sure about the 3/4 and the 1 2/3, so we made other numbers that would help him see that, hey, all we're doing is we're adding them together. All right, that's what I want you to try to remember. All right? All right. Lily. Either one. Hayes, you read 19 for me.
A piece of lumber that was cut to be 1½ inches thick shrinks down to 1 9 over 32 inches thick. After losing its moisture and drying out, what is the difference in the thickness?
What do I do? You just subtract. You use me, thank you. So subtract, somebody. Lily, tell me what you got. Yeah, 7/32. 7/32 what, though? Inches. Does anybody understand that? Right? Does everybody understand that wood actually shrinks? Yeah. In your house, sometimes when you hear those noises, they're not ghosts.
They're rats.
Right? Some people, yes, might be.
Oh, they're not crazy.
All right. But here we go. What happens is if it's really hot, right, it's taking the moisture out. And so then the actual wood does what? Shrinks down, actually. And then when it shrinks down, you can actually hear it go pop a little bit sometimes. All right? And then if you add water, what does it do? So yeah, it expands out a little bit. That's exactly right.
So technically it was hard enough for your whole house.
No, it has a limit. It definitely has a limit. It's not going to shrink down to nothing. But sometimes when you cut fresh wood, if it's wet, yeah, you can see, all right? And then you start nailing it. Same thing with why if you ever see an old fence, right, how the board sometimes separates, right? Because it's being nailed down and it's shrinking up and it pulls the nail out, actually. All right, have you ever seen in wood the nails kind of work their way out? That's exactly why. All right, there's so much pressure on the nail that it's forcing its way out, actually. All right, and when it's raining a lot of times that's what's happening is you can hear the actual expanding and contracting of the wood. All right, it's kind of weird. All right, so let's talk about number 20. Tremble, tell me, read it.
A rectangle has a perimeter of 23 2 for sides and 5
All right, so let's everybody draw a rectangle. I'm missing that side. Does everybody agree? Now, who remembers what the formula for the perimeter is? Perimeter of a rectangle, tell me. Yes, you do, but there's a formula for it. Do you remember? What do you think? That would be the area of a triangle. What was it? Well, look right here. So this right here could be the width, and this down here could be called the length. How many widths are there on a rectangle? How many widths? On a rectangle, there's one. Right, here we go. So the perimeter is written as, the formula is 2L plus 2W. That's the formula. 2L plus 2W. All right? Now, what do we have right now? We have a what? Perimeter, right? So what's the perimeter? 23 and a half. So here we go. 23 and 1/2 centimeters. All right? Now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find the length. Can anybody look at that and try to tell me how could I figure out what the length is? You know? Disagree? What would I do? You don't have to use the formula. You can just tell me how to do it. And then what? Tell us. Go.
So what I was thinking is we add the two widths together.
That's right. So everybody take your calculator. Hold up, you're awesome. Everybody take your calculator and add up the two widths. Now you could do 5 2/3 plus 5 2/3, or you could do 5 2/3 what? Times 2. So everybody do that. 5 2/3 times 2. And what is that?
11 and 1/3.
That's right. That's 11 and 1/3. So now,
You subtract 23 and 1/2 by 11 and 1/3.
whoa, stop right there, please. Stop right there. So he's exactly correct. I like what you said. So now we know this total was 11 and what? Well, it was 11 and 1/3, right? Now the total of everything is 23 and 1/3. So what he said to do is to take 23 and 1/3 or 23 and 1/2 minus, stop. That's what the problem is. Pay attention. 11 and 1/3. So everybody's doing 23 and 1/2 on the calculator, subtracting out 11 and 1/3. And tell me what that worked out to be. 12 and 1/6. All right. So now this purple side here and here is 12 and 1/6. The problem is I only need how many sides? 1. So what do I do from here? Tell me.
Divided by 2.
Yes, divide it by 2. So everybody take 12 and 1/6. We're going to divide that by 2. And my length then is going to be someone. 6 and what?
1/12.
6 and 1/12 would be incorrect. 6 and 1/12 what? Centimeters. 6 and 1/12 centimeters. Everybody with me on this? All right, now look, I hope you guys are not just writing the answers, but hopefully you're kind of writing out the pictures when we draw the pictures. I think that's very beneficial. What?
But it says what is the length of each of the two longer sides?
6 and 1/12. They're the same, right? So the two longer sides are 6 1/12 centimeters. Agreed? The two shorter sides are what? 5 2/3. All right? Now, I want to check on something real quick here. Today we get out at 37, which means we have about 10 minutes. So listen, guys, I want you to know you have to do 21 through 25 for homework. But right now, what I want you to do is together, whoever's sitting close, right? No reason. Just try to do now together. You got 10 minutes to try to do the last 5 problems. Draw the pictures. That's what your job is. Draw the pictures. And you can have a couple people in your group. Doesn't matter.